Welcome back, people. We got another video for you guys here again today. This is Fishing Planet. We got 600 plus videos in our playlist of just Fishing Planet. 7 years I've invested my life into this game. Anytime there's updates, I'll always let you guys know. We'll always live stream those new lakes with the face cam and mic. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on the next one. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to set up some carp rods. So we are here in our inventory. And then I'm going to remove this rod. Now we've shown how to actually set up rods as well, so if you don't know how to do that, you can always check it out. So here we have an empty slot. Now in our inventory there on our guy, we've got to make sure that we have a rod bag, which we do, obviously. 7 rods we can hold, so I'm going to use rod slot number 5. Doesn't matter what rod slot, but as long as you got a rod bag and you select an empty slot like this, we'll be able to do it. So we're going to move over to our home, and then I'm going to select a rod. I'm going to go down here, and now I've got a few different rods here. As you can see, there's quite a few different rods, but today we are going to show you how to set up 2 different types of carp rods. If I can find my carp rod, that is, of course. Actually see my carp rod there for some reason. Big alloy, heavy chaser, mucky rods. Okay, there you go. Further down, I was thinking there's no way I sold them all. Anyway, we have a Carp Ranger rod. I've got 2 of those. I quite like those. They are actually really good rods. They're not as strong, of course, as the deep horizon rod, but I do like to mess around with the Carp Ranger. I do like the rod, so it's a decent rod. So I'm going to click repair before we put it on. Just scroll all the way down, repair. There you go. We've got a few repairs here on the deep horizon rods as well. So let's repair some of the reels. There's quite a few things in there that I actually needed to do repairs on. Didn't leave it because I'm not sure what cache exactly, am I? Yeah, just where I used them, and they've gone back into the home storage. I haven't repaired them. Okay, so anyway, as we were going, let's start off with the Carp Ranger. That is a 47-pound rod setup. Now for that, we can't put multipliers on here. We can only put on a spinning reel. So 47.5 pounds. I would look through here, and there's many different rods that different reels that we can use. I'm looking for a reel a slightly bit stronger than 47 pound, and the reason why is I like to have my rods set as max drag. Now you don't have to do that yourself. That's just my way of fishing. That's just the way I like it. So that's the way I'm gonna make this rod set up that way. God, there's so many things I gotta repair in there. Okay, so yeah, I need something stronger than 47 pounds. So I'm looking here, 47 pounds. I see this one here, the Empress. That's 44 pounds. That's a little bit lower, but look at that. The Empress there, 7,000. That's set at 55 pounds. So I'm going to repair that real quick. I'm going to go back to it. See, we've got one there. That one's 52.9. The Ambusher. And then we've got the Ambusher Sport, which was part of the Sport Pack. I can't use that because you guys probably won't have it. So Ambusher 9,500. That one's okay. That one's coming in at 52 pounds. Or we can use the Empress that's coming in at 55 pounds. I think even the Ambusher 9000 we would be able to use here. I've got the 9,500. I don't have the 9,000. I'm pretty sure we could use that. Let's go to reels. Go to spin reels. And then we're going to look for the Ambusher. Where is it? Hornet Swamp could probably... I don't know actually. Kraken, Ambusher, Kraken there, that's 40 pounds. That was 43. Kraken 9,000, that's 46.7. So I could technically use that one. 46.7. That probably would work, but let's go to the next page here. The ambusher 9,500. Where's the ambusher 9,000? 8,005. There you go. 49.6. 49.6. And that's 47. So the ambusher 9,000 will be fine. But in this case, just because I've already got one here, the ambusher 9,500, I'm going to drop that onto there. And then we want some lines stronger than 47 pounds because, again, I always like to max drag. Max drag is when I can push my gear to the maximum without it actually snapping off. So we've got some 40 pound line there, 76 pounds, 66 pound line, 66.1. I reckon that one there, the 53 pound, is probably more the one that I'm looking for here, which we don't have a lot of that, so I might have to purchase some. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. Okay, so I'm going for mono. You can go braid, sorry, not mono. I'm going for braid. You can get all different types of line, but I go for braid because it can stretch. 57, 53 pound. 46, yeah, I think I'm going to go for the 53 just because it's more. 53 pound, there you go, buy, purchase that. And we come over here, there it is in my backpack. If it doesn't show in backpack, it will be in home storage. I'm going to drag that over onto there. So 53 pound line I've got on there now on a 47 pound rod setup. The reel's stronger as well, so now I'll be able to max drag that. Now as all we need in here is a fishing weight now, so I haven't got any in there, so I'm going to go into here. Here I'm going to use a carp. You don't need to, you can use sinkers and different stuff, but I'm going to go with the carp one. And we're going to go with sinker 6. Is that okay? That one's okay. It didn't come up saying it's too heavy or it's too light. Now if I put on a 7 ounce on there, look, you see it says too heavy. 7 ounce would be way too much. Sinker 5 we can put on. The sinker 4 we can put on, nothing shows up, so that's okay. Sinker 6, as I said, nothing shows up, so that's good. So now we've got that set, we now need a leader. The leader we will find in with the lines, and as you can see here, 47 pounds, and we've got 53, so I want at least a 53 pound leader. There's 52, but here is 56, which is a little bit better, so I'm going to drop on the 56 pounds, so we got 53 pound line and a 56 pound leader. So I know that my leader is not going to break. I'm going to put that over into my backpack. I'm taking that with me. And then if I go back onto, not that one, there. Now we can get Pacific carp cap and hooks. We can get normal hooks. We can get carp hooks, which are all down here. Look at all these carp hooks. I don't really, to be honest, I don't really use carp hooks that much, but I'm gonna put them in here just to show you guys a fancy way of doing it. And now with baits, you can buy all different types of baits. I can use corn, I can use sweet corn, I can use normal corn, I can use peas, or I can use sweet peas, whatever I prefer. And as you can see, there you go, it's all highlighted. But because I've got it set up as a proper carp rod, it means I'm able to use things like this, which are boilies, which are the better baits which allow you to catch that spices one, and the there was a couple, yeah, these spices pop up. They're quite a popular one. You can also get, if I come over to here, go to boilies and go to the end. Where did I see it? That's all ground bait, ground bait, ground bait. No, I want, oh, selected the wrong ones. There you go, boilies. And go to the end. These spices, as you can see, we've got that. These krill are a very popular ones to have as well. Obviously, that's why they're quite expensive. Same goes as crab pop-up boilies. They're also quite a popular one to have. So I'm going to buy some of those. And then these ones, I would say that are probably my favourite. The tiger nut. They seem like they catch quicker than any other type of boilie that I've ever had. Although the hemp boilies are pretty good. My dad gave me a tip on that. My dad plays this game as well. He's played it for 7 years, the same as me. Right, so as we've brought a ton of different boilies, these ones being top favourite, of course. There you go. And they're all in my backpack. Some of them might go into home storage, but here they're in our backpack. Okay, so there's that one set up. That's the Carp Ranger. Now we are going to do a little bit of fishing in this video to show you the max drag and everything. So this video is going to go on for a little bit, so do have a bit of patience, do bear with us. I'm showing you how to get it done properly. Okay, so we've got other bottom rods here, but we can use these bottom rods. So now if I wanted to go carp fishing, for example, I can select there, go to hook. Now I'm going to put on a what are we going to put on there? I'm going to put on there a, that's why I can't find it because we're not in my backpack. I'm going to put on a 4-aught barbless. So we've got X series there, 4-aught barbless, there we go. So we've got that on there. Now for the bait, if I didn't want to use a carp rod, I can just put on corn and then boom, there you go. Now I've got a rod set up ready for carp. That's it. I've used a closed feeder on this setup. I've also, it's the same works for where is it? The Le Cazador or the Heavy Chaser. A lot of people use the Heavy Chaser for carp as well. That's a good rod to use. Definitely recommend Heavy Chaser. So I would put on there a 4-aught, a closed feeder. I'd put on my mono leader, which is stronger than the rod. I'd put on my line, which is stronger than the rod. A 7-ounce, so it's heavy. I would put on a 70.5 pound max drag for the reel, and then the rod is 72. It's okay to go a little bit lower or a little bit higher on the reel. That's okay, as long as your line and your leader is always the stronger than your setup itself. And as you can see, 76 pound and 86 pound leader there is definitely stronger than the rod and the reel. Anyway, going over to the other carp rod now. Let's get this one up and running. So we want to take that off, drop that into our home storage, and then we want to scroll down and we are looking for the deep horizon rod here. As you can see, that's a good rod. I've got 1, 2, 3 of those, and that one being the deep horizon is the weaker rod. That's 54. That's what you can purchase at a lower level. I don't really need that anymore. I can sell that for 142 bait coins. That's what I spend my real money on, bait coins, and it does get expensive. I play on PC and PlayStation and mobile. It does get expensive to buy it on all accounts. Alright, so Heavy Chaser, I can put that on, but as I said, we're going to go, I'm showing you how to specifically do carp rods. So we're going to grab one of these ones here. We got 1, 2, 3 of them, and they are all at 58 pound. They're the better, stronger rod. You can always click repair as well. Repair, there we go. So grabbing that, dropping that in there, there you go, 58.4 pounds. So now I'm looking, I need to look for a reel now that is stronger than 58.4, and I know a good reel for that has always worked very well is the good old Kraken. Although it's lower, that is a good reel to use, the Kraken reel. But I think I might go for something a little different, because I always go for the Kraken. I don't know, the Kraken is like, it's a good one to use. So is the XL spinner. That's always been a favourite. I'm going to go with that one. The XL spinner, 5,000 on there. And now we need at least 60 pound line on there. Now I've got 66, which is perfect. So in this case, I'm going to use 66 pound braid. There you go, 512 foot. Not that I'm going to cast that far. I'll go onto the weights. And now, again, there's so many different ways to set up. Now we set this one up with a leader, a hook, and the boilie. Now I'm going to show you a different way to set this up. Now if we scroll through here, we have different carp hooks that we can use, different types of leaders, but also you see here PVA bags. So I'm going to set up a PVA bag. Now again, I'm going to show you many different ways how to set these these things up. We can also use flat feeders and all that kind of good stuff as well. Now we need a weight on this. I'm going to use the carp one. Put that on. So now we have the carp weight. We have a PVA bag large. Now we need on here a carp leader. So we got 50. Oh, come over there. We had a 56-pound carp leader. I think the carp leader at 56 pound is the strongest one you can get. I'm very sure. Let's just double check that. 56, yeah, 56 pound is the strongest one you can buy. Now, although the rod is at 58 pound and the leader is at 56 pound, even me doing max drag doesn't matter. It still doesn't snap off. It does work. So there you go, 56 pound leader on there. Although if I take it off, it removes everything, as you see there. I'll come back to home. No, not home, sorry. Come back to my backpack. Where was the PVA bags? Did I have a move? Yeah, I didn't think I had a moved over. Okay, so PVA bags. Now there's loads of different PVA bags, as you can see there. You can get different types of ones. You can get wide mesh, which I'm going to put some of those in my backpack. PVA medium, PVA large, large golden, and then you just got the normal large. So I'm going to put one onto there. I'm going to move those over into my backpack. Always make sure you take spare PVA bags with you. The flat feeders, I will show you how to do those, don't worry. So it's moving on to there. Let's bring our weight over like so, how we was, and then our leader. Where's our leader? Wrong one. There you go, leaders. Carp leader. We can drop that in there, and then we can put a fancy carp hook. We don't have to put a carp hook. We can use just a normal 4-aught hook. There you go. Look, 4-aught. We can use a normal 4-aught, but again, just to be fancy, I'm gonna put a carp hook on this one, and then click on bait, and then we can use any type of boilie that we want. In this case, we're going to put on the crab boilie on there. So we've got crab boilie on that one, and then over here on this one we've got the spices. So that's two different rod setups there. Now the reason why that's red, why is that red? I put it all together, I've made it all up. Well, I'll tell you why. Because if we go over onto ground baits, we have to mix up some ground bait that we can able to put over into there. Look, must be on the pond. That's why that's highlighted red, because we're not in the lake. Carp rival, put some of that ground bait over in there. Let's grab some of those. Aroma spices, mega cookie. As you can see, we've got tons of ground bait from other things that we've done in the past. We've even got krill boilies. There we go, spices, some mulberry pellets. Lots of different types of things that you can use for your ground bait. Different types of spices, different types of aromas that you can use. Yeah, the list goes on quite a bit. There's so many different ones. There's different ways to set up ground baits. Again, I'll probably make another video on that. Although I probably will end up making another video at some point, I'm sure, again, on making more different types of ground baits that you're able to make up. If we go into the shop here, we go to ground baits, you get the one, where is it? Universal mixture. You can't go wrong with that. That stuff you can use in pretty much every single lake. Works very well. Quinsum cold water, again, that's another one that's quite a popular one. Active feeder, again, is a popular one. There you go. Get some of that universal over into our backpack. There you go. And then you can always go up here. But look at that. Some of this stuff does get crazy expensive. Look at that. So, yeah, it gets a little bit expensive. Oh, that one's different. Carp, rivers, lakes. That one looks good. Flax spod mix. There you go. Some of that. Right, so now we've done that, we have two different types of setups. We have the PVA bag, which is there, and then we also have the Carp Ranger, which is no PVA bag. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of another rod setup. I'm going to show you another way how to set a rod up. So we're going to go back down, we're going to get another deep horizon rod, I'm going to drop that in there. And then the XL spinner, we're going to drop that onto there, like so. And then line, we're going to look for that 66 pound line again, which I don't think I've got any of that left, so let's go buy some more braid. Go up there and go down a few. There you go, 66, that's 53, that one. That one's the 66, there you go. Let's get a bit of that. Oh wow, I've been spending some money in this video, people. Definitely have been spending some cash, I tell you. Right, let's move some of those to the home storage, because I don't need all of them on me. And then we're gonna, that one can go. There you go, 66, put that on there, drop, bang, 512, there you go. That's perfect, get rid of that bit. Alright, so there's that. Now I'm going to show you a different way how to set it up now. And I think they're in here if I'm correct. Okay, there you go. So flat feeder, we're going to drop the feeder like that. That one's too light for the rod. They're probably all going to be too light then, aren't they? Let's try that one. Too light. And try that one. That one's too light as well. Okay. Let's buy a different feeder. Ground baits feeder. Nope. Tackle. There you go, sorry. Feeders. No, not feeders. We want method feeders. There you go. Oh, I think that's the best. Yeah, okay, that's the heaviest that we can get, is that one there. Alright, well, too light, but anyway, we're going to go with it. It doesn't matter if it's too light, we'll still be able to cast. And then on there we're going to be using these rods. I'm going to be showing you them working. We get a carp leader, which is there. It's 56 pound, we'll drop that on. And then hook, I'm going to use a normal hook for this one rather than being fancy, just to show you guys that it works all different ways. Now the barbless hook, it's not letting me put on there, but it is letting me put on the X series hook, and you can put on a normal hash 4 hook. So let's show you that. Hooks. There you go, so I can put a normal hash 4 up onto there, just drag over, bang, there you go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to also move that into the home storage there. Move some of those into the home storage, because some of those hooks have been moved over. And then okay, right, and then now we need where is it bait. So we move back to there, go to bait, and then I'm going to use, what did we have again? We had the spices and the crab. Okay, so spices and crab, I'm going to put on the krill, and then there you go, that rod is set up, ready to go. So different ways to set it up, one being the Carp Ranger, where you set it up like that with a weight. Another way is you set it up with a PVA bag, and then another way is you set it up with the flat feeder. Another way to set up a carp rod is you can set it up like this, put on your normal 4 hash on a bottom rod, on a heavy chaser, on the Cazador rod, on any type of rod. You get your line rod and, you know, your line, your leader, your reel, put on a normal 4 up, and then on there we can use things like sweet peas or normal peas even. You know, this one is still red, so I'm going to show you that. We're going to now head over into Weeping Willow. Let's go there. I'm going to click buy a license. There you go. Close that. Let's travel to Weeping Willow. So I'm gonna go to the traditional hotspot for in this place for catching carp. The rods that we set up, I'm gonna use those right now. Okay, so let's go to travel. I'm going to use those rod setups that we just used. Now you can use lots of different types of ground bait. Does ground bait make a difference? I've made so many different videos on ground bait. As I said, I've played this game for 7 years and I've done many different testings on ground bait. Do I ever notice that it makes a difference? No, not at all. I never see it make a difference. Although you can use it if you want to be fancy. You know, I got 28 million cash. Me using ground bait doesn't really, although it's very expensive, it doesn't really bother me using it. If you're a low level though, you're trying to earn cash, I definitely would not recommend using ground bait. The best rod setup is probably the one that I've got in my hand right now, which is, you know, using boilies. Boilies again are expensive, so boilies are good. But the very best way would be using a heavy chaser or the cazador rod, where you're just using peas and sweet corn, because it's a very cheap bait. It doesn't cost that much. It's easy to purchase that, and you get a lot for your cash. Right, so I'm going to get set up on here. There's a few markers that we got out here. I'm going to pull up the map, show you where we are. So we got some markers there, that's for the ghost carp, and we got some unique grass carp over there to our right, which is that marker just there. Actually, we're probably better off sitting in that one. So right at this bench here. There you go. Right, so if I pull out my rod stand, there you go. Now, when you're fishing for carp, or you're fishing for any fish, in fact, it's always good to have the knowledge of this. Okay, I will show you that in one sec. Let's show you this rod. So that's probably your cheapest rod to use, whether it's any type of, yeah, that rod or a heavy chaser, but that type of setup using just peas or just sweet corn. It's the cheapest way to do it. But if you got cash and you don't mind, you know, there's lots of different types of fish in here that you can catch as well. You don't have to specifically just go for carp. There is other fish you can go for in here in Weeping Willow. But those peak times, early morning peak times, if it's going to let me take it, there you go. Right, so as you can see, where it's highlighted yellow, that's where you're more likely to catch fish. Because at night time you can see the dark purple, that's where you're more likely to catch fish. So I'd say about 6 o'clock. But I know I've fished this place many times, and look at that. Not until day 7, this game right now. Oh no! I moved location. Right, now we're going to walk back along. This game right now is seriously trying to make my money drain. It's trying to make me spend cash on those bait coins and stuff. Now, you can catch fish in here on all different types of weathers, but of course certain weathers, certain days, certain peak times are going to work better than others. And I know that fishing in here on a sunny day is a gold mine. You can get an absolutely insane amount of unique carp, all different types of carp, different species of carp. Now I know if I jump to 9 PM, I can jump those days forward, and it wouldn't cost me any bait coins. Now I probably would do that, but for the fact that we're in the middle of a video, and this has already gone on for nearly 29 minutes, this video, I don't want to make it any longer than I have to, so I'm just burning a few of my bait coins there for you guys. Now you can fish from this spot here, and straight forward as well. Do you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're just going to fish right here, right now. Bang. There you go. Alright, so the peas one, I'm going to show you this rod set up one more last time. That's exactly how we got that one set up. And you can do it with a heavy chaser, but just with peas. And we're going to cast out to there. But before we do, I'm looking for that peak time on a sunny day. The sunny day is the 7th day that I just went forward to. That's cost me 1 million bait coins. And cash. Look at that. That looks a lot better. Cast out there. 3 PM in the afternoon. Sunny day. Alright, so there you go. We got that one set out. Now there is fishing hotspots as well. Now, every hotspot, if you fish in a hotspot, you're going to catch more fish. Now look how fast that was. That was the most standard bait possible. most cheapest bait possible, and we got a fish on already. And that wasn't even on the carp rod. That's how good it is, using the peas and corn. Only a small one, but a fish is a fish. When you're a low level, it doesn't matter what fish you catch. As long as you're catching fish, you're going to earn money. Right, let's move over then to this rod here, because we want to catch a fish on this one. The Carp Ranger. There you go. So this is a very basic rod setup. You don't have to use ground bait, which is always good when you don't have much cash. There's a boilie on there. Now this carp rod, you can't use peas and sweet corn. It does have to be some kind... Oh, okay, you can. I was going to say, it does have to be some sort of boilie, but no. You can't use boilies on things like this rod, on the bottom rod. But as long as it's a carp rod, you can use the peas and sweet corn as well, which again is the cheaper bait. So you could set the rod up like that, put peas on, or corn, or sweet peas, or sweet corn, whatever you like. It's definitely going to be cheaper than using boilies. Again, I'm just going to use boilies just because I'm being a little bit fancy here, because I've got a lot of cash to burn. If you don't, use the other baits. So there's that rod set up, and then if we go to the other rod set up here, as you can see, this one I can, if I want to, I can put ground bait on there. But you know, actually no, not that one, sorry, that's on the thingy. You can't just use any ground bait. That one does take a specific ground bait. Now you don't have to use ground bait. I am able to cast this rod out without it, and I'm going to quickly show you that right now. There you go. I am able to cast out. So I don't have to put on ground bait on this one if I don't want to. Although I could. Is it going to increase my chances? Probably not. So I'm not going to really bother with the ground bait. I'm going to cast that one out. There you go. I'm casting out there 100 foot. There you go. Let's put that one down. Now let's show you the other rod setup, which was here. This one has the PVA bag. When you have the PVA bag on, you cannot use this one without, look, you see, it doesn't put it in your hand, and it's highlighted red there. You can't use that without putting in some kind of ground bait. Now there's loads of different ones. I'd probably recommend using the universal one because that's the cheapest one. Me, I'm just going to go with that. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever used that one, so I'm just going to use it. But yeah, using universal ground bait will be perfectly fine. Now as you can see up there on the top right, it did its a little emotion thing, and now it's highlighted yellow around it to say that there's ground bait on this one. Now if you're going to use ground bait on here like how I am, you can't, once you cast, look at that, I cast 95 and I wanted it at 100 foot. There's no point in moving that now because there's ground bait on there, so I might as well just basically leave that the way it is. Now we've shown the carp rods. There's the 3 carp rods, deep horizon, the Carp Ranger, deep horizon. Now that's the rods that we set up. Now I can use this bottom rod here, and in this bottom rod I have there, I can either use a closed feeder, which I always use closed feeders anyway, just because it makes your, when you move into different lakes, again I always use closed feeders. When you move into different lakes, the weights seem to move around a lot on the ground. They seem to roll quite a lot. So I'm going to show you a difference. Oh, I can't show you because I don't have that on me. But yeah, if you use a normal sinker, it does roll around a little bit. So I always use closed feeders anyway. Look at that. I've got a closed feeder on there. Even when I'm fishing for the biggest fish in Conga River, I'm still using a closed feeder. Although I never put anything in it, I still use it because, again, it just helps keep it on the bottom. Because it's not pure round, it seems to stay on the bottom. Now, for this one, I'm not going to put any ground bait on at all. No ground bait on this one. Just peas, that's it. So I'm going to cast this one out. The reason why we haven't had many fish is because I keep on spending more time in the home, in the main menu, rather than in the lake waiting for a fish to bite. You're not going to catch a fish when you're in here like this. Okay, one other rod, this one here. I'm going to show you. We've got a closed feeder on there. I'm going to use some universal ground bait. There we go, click OK, and now as you can see it's highlighted there. Mix Universal Ground Bait is there. That's now in my feeder. Now if I bring that rod out, it does a little emotion thing there. That is now equipped. You now see that that now has ground bait in there. So there's all different types of ways to use carp rods. Now we got a fish on this carp rod here. Oh, okay. That did break my leader. So, okay, 56 pound leader is, we can't max drag that one. I haven't got that. Oh, I got no. Surely I did bring another leader with me. Yeah, there you go, I did. Right, so the 56 pound one, we can't really max drag with that. Where is the thing? Where is the thing? There it is. What did we have on there? Did we have krill? We got on that one. We've got okay. We got krill on that one. Crab. Maybe that was crab. So we got on there krill on that one. I want to make sure I'm using different boilies and spices. Okay, perfect. Right, I got that set back up again. Okay, we've got a normal hash 4 on there. Just a normal hash 4 and then we've got the krill, we've got the PVA bag and stuff on there. Okay, so we can't have it max drag then because it will break off our leader, and that does make sense really because it's a 56 pound carp leader and I'm using obviously a stronger line and a stronger rod than 56 pound. Okay, so there's different ways to set up your carp rods. I hope this video did help you out. If you've got any comments, do leave it in the comment section below. Now, I would use the D-pad, and as you can see there, at the bottom, on the bottom right corner, you see that changing? That's me using the left and right D-pad. Don't have that set all the way up to the maximum, because if you have it set all the way up to the maximum, it is going to snap off like that one there. I had that set to max, and the rod started taking a bit of damage. I think there's good. Yeah, okay, so that's one away. Now, you can set them to max drag. I probably will end up changing that. Obviously, where I've rushed, I can't set it to max drag, these ones, but it doesn't matter. As long as we take the tension down, using these rod and reel setups are going to work very, very well because they're quite strong. Okay, so that one was on the normal one. That was just on the normal weight on the Carp Ranger. Normal weight. Now, this one here is on the bottom rod. There it is. So there's many different ways you can use. Obviously, I didn't show you the max drag on all of these on these two rods or the Carp Ranger, but there is many different ways to set it up. We've gone more into depth about max drag and stuff, which I said I will do another video on that at some point. But look at that. There you go. This one we can put more tension than that. Maybe one away. Okay, one away, that's perfect. That's a good way to have it set up. Now, if I didn't have the that reel on there, I could have had it set to max drag. But one away from max drag is more than perfectly good enough. There you go, trophy leather carp. That one was with the ground bait. Was that one with the, let's have a look. Okay, that one was with the PVA bag. There we go, PVA bag, and then what's that one there? That one is the flat feeder. That one there that you see, that one doesn't have the ground bait on. If we pick it up, we'll see that there's no ground bait on that one, just the krill boilie. Anyway, I know this video did go on for a little bit, and I am sorry for that, but I wanted to show you different ways on how to set up the carp rod. Hopefully this video did help you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on updates on Fishing Planet. If you're able to share the content, please do. It does help me grow as a content creator. We catch you people again soon for some more fun and games. I am out.